welcome to episode 2 of the How to Be Real podcast, a place where we can be real in a world that is obsessed with fake, okay? I am Tasha B. I am an actor, a writer, director, and producer extraordinaire, and this is my lovely co-host.
And I'm Taylor, aka Tay, as you can say, aka Tay. And I am a creative strategist and lover of all things wellness.
Yes. Okay. And now that we got that out the way, we start with a check-in, and I say, "How you doing, Tay?"
I am all over the place. I'm all over the place. I'm having one of those days where I literally had my schedule mapped out to a T in my I'll actually pull it up for you, girl. I will pull it up for you because I just need you to see. You see this? Boom,
oh, yeah.
Boom, boom.
It's segmented.
It is
boom,
segmented,
boom.
and not everything is a meeting. Some of those times are being blocked off as, work on this assignment, do this, do that. And it's one of those days where you're like, I have everything perfectly planned out. It's going to go smoothly. And then some bullshit happens.
Of course, as always.
Just a wrench, and not just a regular, oh, I forgot I have to go pick up my laundry or something like that. Like, no, like an emotional wrench in the day. So, I feel like it's been something that has been kind of going on for a minute. So it's not crazy heavy to the point where it's like stopping everything, but it's heavy enough to where I'm like, all right, this stuff is going to get cut short,
Yeah, you got to make time.
So I'm feeling that. But I'm also very excited because it's my partner's Rod's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
So shout out to Rod Zala. And we're going to have a great time. So
yes.
Yeah. What about you? How you doing, Tosh?
I'm doing good. As you said, I've had some emotional things come up lately. But I did have a really weird thing happen to me. I'm not wearing earrings, and I lightweight styled my hair like this on purpose because I'm like, I don't want to show my earrings. But yeah, I got an earring stuck in my ear, yo. Like, this has never happened to me before. Right. These earrings that were pretty cute, but I went to a little high tea with my sister at this place in Davis. And so I wore these earrings those are
good earrings for high tea.
Right? That's what I thought. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wear these. They're just earrings that had 3 kind of I don't know, they're hangy, dangly,
like
big.
Jewels maybe?
Yeah, like jewels or, I don't know. I was going to say buttons, but I don't think it was buttons. It's I think it was jewels or whatever. Anyway, some type of fancy long earring. And I got home, and by the time I was going to take them off and get in the shower and do all the things after your long day out, I was able to take this one out, and then I go to take this one, and I'm like, oh shoot, she ain't coming off. And I did take the back from it because I had lost the back to this one, and so I took a back off of a different earring to put on that earring. I think that's where I made my mistake. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was it didn't
too small. Yeah, or forced it on there.
And so then in me trying to take it off, I broke both of these nails are cracked now from that because I was pulling hella hard. And then I used some little plier, jewelry plier kind of things, and I went to yank it off, and I think I bent it even more onto the thing.
Jesus.
So yeah, it was stuck. So I was like, you know what? It was too late to go anywhere. And I was looking up YouTubing things. They were like, yeah, try to heat up the metal, and so I tried a bunch of shit, and then it was just you know what? I'm just gonna go to sleep and figure this out.
With a big ass dangly earring too. No.
Oh my God, it was crazy.
I saw your IG story, and I was like, bro, what? Because it was not a small earring at all.
It was huge.
It was a big ass earring, and just one of them. So it's not even one of those ones where you can just kind of get away with it. I'm gonna rock it for a little bit, whatever. Nah.
Them earrings did not go with every outfit. If it would have been a silver hoop or something, it would have been okay. I would have threw the other one on. It's been whatever. But I did have a Zoom meeting the next morning, and luckily it was the only thing I had going. It was Friday. I just put my hair over it. I had my hair on one side, and it was just making sure I didn't move too much. Oh my God. But then I finally got it off. I went to like a piercing place and the lady was like, you're gonna have to break this off. You're gonna have to cut it. And so she told me to go to Michael's and get some of those like jewelry, like metal.
Damn, girl, why are you giving me a task? You couldn't do it right here?
She tried. She really tried. But she was like, I don't have anything that can break it because it's stuck on there. And so I had to go to Michael's, get a little thing. Luckily, the thing was only $5.
Okay,
and I just like put it on there and just squeezed and it popped off.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
But
okay.
My ear, like that day, it felt okay. I like cleaned it off and everything, and it was kind of swollen and tender. But now it's like super scabbed, and like I feel so bad for my little ear. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no earrings for a while. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know when.
She's all tender. She's all tender and exposed.
Right, she's raw.
Honestly, I'm a little irritated at the piercing lady. You all are a piercing place. You need to be prepared for everything. All my piercing emergencies, you need to be prepared for them. Like,
yeah, I mean,
she
she did say, like, she did try. Like, I will say, she did try, and she was like,
points for trying.
There was a thing here, a cutter thing, and they looked for it, and they were like, I'm sorry, like, whatever. And she was like, you didn't pay already. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Why would I pay before service? Right. But anyway, so she was sweet, but also, yeah, you know.
I hope that taught them a lesson. Be prepared.
Get some cutters, man.
Yeah,
get some cutters. They could have made some money. I probably would have paid $5 for that.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. Well, I'm glad your ear is on the healing mend.
Yes, as is my spirit.
Hey, period. Period.
But just a little back to the beginning. This week's topic is people pleasing and the price of being nice, because it's a heavy price sometimes. Sometimes
that is a heavy price to pay.
You know, it's too expensive and you can't do it. So, you know, we're going to be discussing that for our weekly reel. But before we get into that, we do a 3 reel list, and kind of related to that, we have our 3 realist pop culture beefs.
Ooh,
some beef. We can
Ooh,
get into
some
drama, honey.
Cook it up and eat it.
Okay, period. But you want to start yours? You want to start?
I could start. I don't mind starting, jumping on in. All right.
Go.
So my first beef that I wanted to chat about is between Drake and Meek Mill. No. Actually, skirt. Drake and Meek Mill, which evolved into Drake and Pusha T.
Woo.
So that's what I really wanted to chat about. So because, all right, let's
so it's like rewind. a two for one beef.
Yeah,
special.
A little 2 for 1 beef special. Exactly.
Number
patty. 2. Yep. And all right, so we all remember when Drake and Meek Mill, they was beefing. I don't really remember why. And I was like, you know, I'm here for the Pusha T beef, but I know the Meek Mill let us hear. You remember?
Hey, I do remember why.
Let me know.
So Meek Mill tweeted, I think, that Drake didn't write his own music.
It was more
ghostwriting
shit.
Yeah, and he was like, I can't believe that. That's crazy. I just found that out. Like, that's crazy. So that was initially what was said.
Period. Okay, because Pusha T also had a little bit of sprinkling in there, too, about the ghostwriting shit. And so we all know Drake fucking annihilated Meek Mill with that.
That was embarrassing.
That was embarrassing.
He made, like, I remember hearing back to back in the club.
And everybody knew by a singing
nigga. Okay. And everybody knew all the words. Yes. In the club. Like, that just made it even worse. Like, it's worse when the song that's dissing you is also a bop. Like,
it's also doing numbers. Like, goddamn.
It's also a good song.
Right. That shit is going off. So, all right. I was like, we all remember that. That was fun. That was good times.
It was. What a time.
What a time to be alive. Then Pusha T came in. So I did my research here. So Pusha T was already having some beef with Lil Wayne, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was like a little bit of like with Lil Wayne and what's his Young Money.
Okay.
So because he was like, you know, already a little feud with Lil Wayne, Drake basically caught some strays and he, you know, dissed him on a song called Infrared.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
Yes. And it was basically, again, talking about the whole ghostwriting situation. And, you know, Drake, because he's just so sassy.
He really is. He's a spicy poppy.
He's a spicy champagne poppy. And he was like, you talk about my crew, and then you going to get at me, I'm going to get back. So he hits back, and he responds with Duppy Freestyle.
Whew. Ooh, I love that.
It was a cool little
He came
show.
for his neck.
He definitely did.
For sure.
He definitely did. And it was like, all right, look, we was expecting a lot from Drake, right? We was like, all right, we know that Drake holds it down.
He does.
In the beefs, right?
Right?
At least up to that point.
Yeah.
At least up to that point.
I don't know about now. I don't even pay attention.
Right.
But up until that point, you're right.
Yes. And this was in 2017.
Okay.
So just think about where you were in 2017. What was you doing?
Right.
Where was you at?
Where were you at?
What
clubs were you hitting?
Right. Was you dancing in the club? Was you holding up the wall? What were you doing? You know? So then Drake thought he had it. Drake thought he had it in the bag. Then Push came through with a little something they call the story of Adidon.
Ooh.
And he, not only did he say, yo, your boy 40 suffers from multiple sclerosis.
Which, like, how is that a diss? The boy is, hey,
he's like,
come on, what did he do? He was probably like, now why am I in it?
Not only that, he also put Drake's photo of him in blackface as the cover of the fucking song.
That was out of pocket. That was like, I feel like for me personally, a little bit of like, damn, Drake, what the hell?
Right.
Kind of what?
All minstrel show.
Kind of what the hell?
What the fuck?
But
and then
whatever.
To make it, to really tie it all in with a bow, this man unearths the news of Drake's love child, little baby Adonis. Little baby Adonis. That's the boy's name, right? Adonis?
Yeah, I think so.
Little baby Adonis. And to the point where it was like, all right, damn. Now the blogs was talking about, all right, damn, okay, so is this even a beef? Like, at this point, you over here fucking finding out shit TMZ can't even find.
Okay.
Like,
wow.
You going in.
And I heard somewhere that Drake had told Kanye West that information, and Kanye told Pusha T because he was on Kanye's label. Good Music, I think. Was it still Good Music by that time?
I think so.
But yeah. Oof. So that was gossip.
That was gossip. And he said
it was good gossip though.
It was so good to the point where Drake couldn't even respond in the form of a retaliation. He had to come and address the current news. He had to come back like, I wasn't hiding my kid from the world.
I was hiding the world from my kid. Oh my God.
It was like, damn, like this ain't even
like what?
This
First of all, what? Hiding the world from your kid, the baby.
Yeah, right.
The baby who don't even know what's going on right now.
Thank you. Like, it's not, look, Drake, it's not our fault that out of all the millions of bad bitches you've been with, I mean, you had Serena.
Rihanna.
You have Rihanna.
J-Lo.
Oh, you fumbled the bag on all these women. You made the whole necklace out of the 42 rings that you were about to propose.
Come on, that's so clownery.
Weird.
Why?
And yet you end up getting, like, what is she, like a French prostitute or French?
I think she was a porn star. Yeah.
French porn star pregnant. Look, so it's not our fault, Drake. It's not our fault. It's not little baby Adonis's fault. Do you think that if that hadn't come out that way, he would have like had Adonis hella public and shit?
Maybe not as early as he did. I don't think he would have done it, when he did. Like, I think he would have waited. I think he would have waited as long as he needed to. Which, like, let's be clear, though, like, with news like that, I thought that was a little bit like, oh, come on, bro. Like, you couldn't, because I think the way I saw it was like, Pusha T, you're not going to beat him song for song. Yeah. So you needed something. You needed something. And there's a reason he did that. And I think that it was, a mic drop on the beef? Yes. Do I think that ethically it was the right thing to do? No. Because what did the baby do? What did the homegirl do that had the baby? Like, she didn't do nothing to nobody. And neither did the boy. They didn't deserve to be dragged into it.
That's true.
And you don't,
Unless you fucking with a singing nigga.
I just feel like when people bring kids into adult beef, it really is like, why? Like with the kids, come on. Come on. What did he do? So... That's how I feel. But again, mic drop on the beef, because I wasn't hiding the kid from the world. I was hiding the world from that was very that was very much like, I need to say something. Because
Yeah.
people are looking at me like, what?
All weirdo,
Oh,
deadbeat
no.
ass. Right.
Wow. Okay, you just gonna deny a kid?
Right. You ain't
No one
shit,
likes
Drake.
that.
That was
No
a
one
very
likes
Drake
that.
thing to do.
It was.
So,
It
anyways.
was. You made it a quotable quote. I feel like somebody used that.
Yes, I mean,
Somebody used
we
that.
here 5-6 years later still using that shit. The fuck? So that was
What a
definitely
line.
one of my fave beefs. What about you?
So one of mine, I don't know. I'll talk about like a more recent one because I have a few iconic ones. This one I wouldn't say is my favorite, but I guess my favorite current beefs, and I don't even know if you could call it a beef, but it's Soulja Boy and J. Cole. And this happened like last week, I think, or maybe week before that.
Okay, yeah, tell me because I don't even know what's going on.
Okay,
so fill me in.
J. Cole was a guest on Lil Yachty's podcast. I forget what his podcast is called, but J. Cole is a guest on there. And he just starts talking, like Lil Yachty plays like a clip of like an old song that he made when he was like, before he even started out rapping. He was like a teenager, and he was like, in his song, he was like, we ain't on no lyrical shit, you know, fuck J. Cole, we ain't on that kind of thing. So he kind of like name drops J. Cole in a diss type of way, right? And so, you know, he plays it for J. Cole, and J. Cole's like, nah, actually. And Lil Yachty is like, oh, man, I'm so embarrassed about that. Like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I didn't even have a career, and I'm like, this is J. Cole. Like, what am I doing? Why did I come for you? This is my third song I ever made. What am I doing? And, you know, they were laughing about it. But J. Cole starts to get into how he looks at young rappers now versus how he did in the past. And so he basically says, like, there was a time in his career where, you know, Soulja Boy and people like, you know, Lil Yachty and that style of music was like getting on his nerves. He hated it. He was like, man, what is happening to hip hop? Like, it's turning into something else and I don't like it and da-da-da. And then he said that he had a realization one day that like, damn, I'm a hater. Like, I sound like a hater. Like, damn, I'm hating. And so he said he had to change his mindset and see like, okay, these guys are actually talented. They may not be doing things the same way that I'm doing them, but they see something that I don't see and they're successful. So why am I hating? Like he literally said, I turned from a hater to an appreciator. And then he said he became a better artist by switching that mindset.
Okay.
And he drove home the point that like, you know, just because people are different, just because I may not agree or even be a fan of the music doesn't mean that I have to hate on it and that it's not valuable and that people aren't talented.
Somebody need to tag Joe Budden in this conversation.
Yeah. But
Speaking of
he
haters.
ain't never gonna grow up.
Ever.
And I feel like his brand is hater.
Yes, like he's like the hater. What was that? The player haters?
The player hater.
Player haters.
Woo, he would have an award if that was a real thing.
Yes.
So anyway, Soulja Boy reacts on Twitter, ranting as he does.
Right.
And he's just basically like, J. Cole's a stupid bitch. Fuck
him.
him. Fuck his fans. He's broke. You're in a 360 deal and you don't own your stuff. You only get 20% of the money you make. I have a label. You've never had a number one single until now because his song that he did with Drake, I forget what it's called, First Person Shooter or something like that.
Yeah.
That song is number one and that's J. Cole's only number one song.
Are you
and he
for
was,
real?
Yeah, like, crazy.
I didn't know that.
Crazy. I didn't know that either. But basically, he was basically like,
Sorry.
No.
J. Cole's got number one in my book.
Okay, he's number one in our hearts. That's what that matters. But so he was talking about that and he was like, you needed Drake to have a number one. I had a number one when I was like 16, 17 years old. And, you know,
brother,
all this stuff. I own my own record label, all that jive, right? And, you know, this goes on for a minute, right? Until Soulja Boy goes live on his Instagram page. And Nicki asked to join his live. And so in the live, from what I watched, because I did watch it was only like 20 minutes. And he was he wasn't really talking about J. Cole up until, I guess he had some clothing line he was talking about and just talking to the fans, talking about how much he loves his fans and all that. And then Nicki joins and, you know, I guess they had some type of energy between them because when she hosted the VMAs, she performed this song. What's it called? Itty Bitty Kitty?
Itty Bitty Piggy?
Itty Bitty Piggy, yes. So she performed that, and you know, it samples Donk by Soulja Boy. And so I guess he had said something, they didn't say like where he said this, probably Twitter, but he had said like, you know, I would have liked to have been there since, you know, that is a sample of mine. Like it would have been dope if, you know, I could have been at the VMAs for that.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Like that would have been really, really cool. Just like how, what's her name? I was gonna call her light skin Keisha. What was her name? Lotto brought out Mariah Carey.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes,
like,
for the sample, the iconic sample of the iconic song,
Come
which
on now.
like she got a don't, hey, she got a don't, she got a don't, she got a don't, she got a don't. That is iconic song.
Yeah,
okay?
especially at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, come on now.
Man, that was
a missed
oh
opportunity.
yes, you're running to the dance floor. You hear that?
Yes, absolutely.
Probably even now.
I was
would
gonna
be
say,
like, okay, wait, they playing this. But okay, so he is on the live and he's like, you know, because she asked, she was like, I heard you said something like, what's going on? Well, I know you're not mad at me, you know, in a joking kind of way. And then he was just he just explained that like, yeah, you know, it was a feature. I was just saying, and he was saying like he wasn't mad at Nicki, he was more mad at MTV for not inviting him to perform. He was like, they knew you were going to perform that. And then she clears it up and says it was a last minute thing. She was actually supposed to perform Your Love. But at the last minute, she decided, that song's kind of drawn out and the energy's kind of low.
She chose a different.
And she chose Itty Bitty Piggy.
Yeah.
Which she said, better choice, all the things. And so she was like, don't even be mad at them because it was such a last minute change that they didn't have time to even contact you, try to get you out. It would have just been way too last minute. So he's, okay, whatever, you know, they clear it up. And then they segue and start talking about beefs and drama or whatever. She's like, yeah, like, what is going on? He was like, oh, man, niggas be having me fucked up. And she's like, okay, well, who? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like,
who is it? You know what I mean? And he's like, well, you know, J. Cole. You know, he went on there and he said that. And she was like, and he's going off. And she's like, wait, like, he did not say that. I saw the thing, he didn't say that, babe.
Nikki.
And she's like, babe, he didn't say that. And she clarifies that, like, actually, he did start off saying that, but then he ended up giving you props. Like, he ended up saying, like, you're talented and, you know, you do have, you know, the music is good. And no, he didn't do that. He wasn't dissing you. Like, that wasn't the point of what he said. And
Listen, sir.
It took a little bit of convincing, but she ended up convincing him, and he was like, all right, J. Cole, Nicki saved you. If she said it's cool, then it's cool. And she was like, no, it's not even that. And then she goes on, which I thought was super, super sweet. And I feel like Nicki gets a really bad rap for being like a salty or like rude or whatever. But I thought this was so sweet. She ends up like pouring into him and saying like, you know, do you feel loved? Like off this internet stuff in your real life, do you feel loved? And he was like, yeah, I have love. I got love and stuff. I got people around me that love me.
Love,
and that's exactly what she said. She was like, you know, you got love. There's a difference between you got love and you feel love. Like, do you feel the love around you? And he said, yeah. And she was like, okay, well, one thing that I want you to do, encourage you to do, is to get off this internet because this is not real life. Like, get off of here thinking that it needs to be all love or that any of this is real or any of this really matters. Like, I want people to stop with that. We need to get back into our real life and the real love and the real people and the real connections that make us who we are. Right? She really did.
Fire.
She really came with it. I was listening. I was like, oh my gosh, Nicki. Like, she came with such a great message. And he left all happy and bubbly. She was like, and she ended up giving him flowers and saying, like, we love you. Like, know that you are loved. Whether or not you're on a stage or at an award show, it doesn't matter if you're not there. You're in our hearts. We love you. And anytime they play Soulja Boy, you know, we gon' dance.
Period.
And I was like, that's
he really did start this shit,
did.
though. Like,
he really did.
I mean, in terms of all this the little dances and all that shit, like, don't get me wrong, we was gonna be dancing with or without Soulja Boy. But the fact that, like, the way that he did it, the way that he paved, that's awesome. I'm glad that
changed the game. Yeah, it was sweet. It ended very sweetly. And so J. Cole never commented past his thing, which
I wouldn't either.
We would not expect him to.
I gave you your flowers.
Okay, come on now. That's not a beef.
Right.
So I don't know if it's a beef, but I really liked it.
That was solid. I do want to know, like, even though I mess with Nicki, I really enjoy her presence. But why did it take her so damn long to clear that up between her and Soulja Boy? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Goddamn, how long ago was that? Like,
I don't know when the VMAs were.
Well, Itty Bitty Piggy came out years ago. Like, let's freaking find out.
Well, he was upset that when she performed it at the VMAs, when she just hosted, that he wasn't invited on stage.
Oh, it was a recent VMA.
Yeah, she just hosted the recent VMAs. She just hosted it.
Oh, see, look at me.
Yeah, so that's why she was, you know, she performed a few different times as well, but she performed that song and he wanted to be brought on stage
Okay.
for the performance of the song, which makes absolute sense.
That
like it would have been dope too, but she was just saying logistically they didn't have the time to do it. So
yes, okay,
you know,
okay, that makes sense. I was like, damn, when did you perform that?
No, for real, because that is a deep cut, lightweight.
Right. Okay. That was good, and I knew nothing about that, so I'm like,
glad. I just learned just something.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay, so I only have one more to mention, but it's the very infamous Solange and Jay-Z beef.
Ooh. Oh my God. Was that a beef or was it just a
whooping?
A reckoning.
Right, a reckoning. That fucking part. And yeah, I feel like it was more of that. It was
more of
that.
you get what you get.
You get what you get.
You play with the bull, you get the horns kind of thing.
Period. And it's like, it's very, like, it's short and sweet. We don't really know. We still to this day don't have a factual basis of why.
Right, all we have is lemonade.
That's all we have.
That's
just, you know.
Becky with the good hair.
Right. There's lots of speculation.
Which I heard that was, oh yeah, you were there.
What?
They said it was, what's her name? What's that girl's name?
What
is her name?
Yeah, Rita Ora?
Rita Ora, yeah.
Yes.
That's
Rita
the rumor.
Ora.
We don't know. Not confirmed. We don't know.
Definitely not confirmed. But yeah, I had to mention that one because it's like, how iconic.
Solange does not play about her sister.
Like what?
She's not gonna play about Beyonce. That's just not. And then who does play about their sister? Let's be real.
I was just gonna say she was like.
I'm not even mad. I got a sister, and would somebody get slapped around if they was messing around? Yes, they would. Absolutely.
She was you're okay. She was like the just epitome of all sisters at that moment. Right? And the one that we can really, and I feel like it was cool to see both of them in that scene. The one sister just chilling,
she looked there, she was looking like, you get what you get.
You get what you get, and my sister gonna throw a fit. So
period. You fucked around and found out.
Yeah.
how the Knowles sisters get down.
That's how we get down. And so, anyways, I just thought that was everything. And the fact that they just kept it pushing like nothing was going on, even though it was in the media circuit for so long.
No one said anything.
No one said anything. There was tight-lipped to this day.
I love it.
Yeah. Them NDAs, Beyonce work hard, but them NDAs work harder.
Okay, and then lawyers. But I will say that the day that Beyonce does make a memoir or write a memoir, a tell-all book, honey, it's gonna sell like hot cakes, okay?
The shelf.
And I want one. I'm buying the book when it comes out.
The way Jada wanted her shit to sell, that's how Beyonce's.
Oh, absolutely. She's not gonna have to do that tour where she's telling all the dang tea from the dang book in every interview. Because do we even need to read it? So the last one that I want to talk about is Mariah Carey and Eminem.
Oh my gosh, I almost did that.
Which I'm glad you did it. And I was really whoever does it, we can talk about it because I really want to talk about it. This is one of my favorite beefs, right?
Okay.
And I learned a lot about it doing my research on this.
Period.
So
let me know. Tell me everything.
Let's go back to 2002. Come with me. Eminem, he has an interview and he basically talks about how Mariah Carey had an upcoming album called Charm Bracelet and how he was featured and he met her and worked with her on the thing. And then they started dating for 6 months.
Huh?
Yeah. That's what he says in the interview, right? So then the album comes out and there's no Eminem feature on Charm Bracelet. He's not on the album. He's not credited with writing, nothing, right? And so she basically is asked about it and she's like, yeah, no, that never happened. We never dated.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. She probably lied.
You think so?
I do.
I mean, somebody lied.
Yeah, somebody lied.
And so then he makes a song on his album. I think it's called The Eminem Show. He makes a song implying, again, that they dated. And then he goes on an interview and they ask him about it. And he's like, yeah, we definitely dated. But, she's a liar and I don't like her. I don't like her because of that. It's like, now I don't like her. Now she's being weird. I don't like her. And so then she does an interview, and she does wait, no, I don't think this is the Oprah one. But anyway, she does an interview, and she's just like, yeah, we hung out 4 times, we talked on the phone, and I don't consider that dating.
Hung out 4 times, talked on the phone, and I don't consider that. Okay, so there might be a little miscommunication.
Yeah, maybe he took it a little more seriously. And she's just basically saying like, yeah, we hung out. And she also says that like it was pretty much like professional. It wasn't anything serious. We never did anything physical. It was just, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Then she makes a song called Clown. When Charm Bracelet finally does come out or whatever, she makes a song called Clown, further denying claims that they dated and basically saying like, me taking my G5 for 20 minutes is not like serious, because he was basically like, you flew out to me, you took your jet, and she's like, I do that all the time, baby. That ain't nothing.
That's I'm Mariah Carey.
That's okay. I'm Mariah Carey. I do this. I fly all the time, honey. I flew for me. I didn't fly for you.
Thank you.
Period. And so then, fast forward to 2006, he disses her again on a song. Then again in a 2009 song, he disses her and Nick Cannon, because at this point in 2009, her and Nick Cannon were married. So then he disses them both, and he calls Mariah Carey a whore. And it's like, good luck with the whore, or whatever. And so Nick Cannon...
That sounds about right.
Now that he's in it, he writes a blog, I guess, on his website about Eminem, and he calls him a racist in disguise who has a history of disparaging black women.
Ooh.
And then he also says that he's down to fight whenever if Eminem wants to, like, let his bodyguards let him come out and play.
Hey, I would pay to see that fight.
He says, and I quote, "I'm right here, pimp." Yeah, that was his threat to like
Nick,
fight him,
please.
And so then after that, there's an interview with Eminem, and he kind of backpedals when he's asked about like what Nick Cannon says, and he's like, what I meant to say on my song was that I wish them the best. Like it's just a song. I didn't mean it to be taken that seriously. I didn't know he was going to take it like that, but I just meant like good luck. Kind of thing.
I said good luck with your little black whore bitch, but I meant to say good luck, you guys. I'll send you my fucking wedding gift in the mail. I sent the wedding gift.
Yeah, like what? Come on, bro. He just backpedaled. And I feel like that was the thing. That was the hot button thing, because Eminem is the white dude in the majority black space. So it's like if a fellow black rapper, I guess we can call Nick Cannon a rapper.
If a fellow black.
I feel like industry professional calls you, racist in disguise because you always disparage the black women. Maybe that was a little bit of a like, ooh, maybe I should stop.
Check myself.
Maybe I should stop beefing with Mariah Carey. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
And also, who was the lady on Real Housewives that says, I don't have beef with men?
Like what?
How about that?
Why are you beefing with a man? That's dangerous. I'm okay. That doesn't feel safe for me to do. So no.
I don't do that.
So then after that, Mariah releases the iconic bop, Obsessed.
Ooh, why so obsessed with me?
Period. I wanna know, lying that you're sexy when everybody knows.
She said, it's the way you act.
Period. Like, what? You're doing too much talking. Shut up. Ugh. But anyway, in the video, she dresses as a stalker. She gets a beard or a goatee, whatever this is, and a hoodie, and she's dressed as a dude, and she plays the stalker in the video.
Looking like Eminem. She pulled the JT, Justin Timberlake with the Britney Spears on Cry Me a River. She pulled one of them. And I'm not mad at it.
She did. And I'm not mad at it either. It's a way to say it without saying it.
Exactly.
And the song is, again, a bop. It makes it so much worse for the other person when there's a diss about you.
Exactly. It does.
And the song is popular. It's one of she even was quoted as saying that's like one of her favorite songs that she's made ever.
Hey.
Right? And she could have just been being petty.
Hey, she is a petty queen.
She really is. I love Mariah Carey.
I'm here for it. I think she's an Aries too.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I love Aries. Aries are so cool. But yeah, so she's dressed as him in there, but then when she's asked about it, like, is that supposed to be Eminem, the stalker? And she's like, no, it's not supposed to be anybody. It's just me playing a character. That's it. Nothing personal to nobody. Which is like a very Mariah Carey response, because it's like, y'all know, but like, whatever. Not really. But not really.
Yeah, y'all not about to catch me in the blogs.
Right? And then Eminem goes and releases another song, dissing and threatening to release 8-year-old pictures and text messages.
Oh my God. You are obsessed.
Yeah.
Over 4 dates?
to prove that he dated Mariah. Like, he's like, nah.
The Punan must have been on fire.
I mean, God dang, dude, what is going on? I don't know what he's so obsessed about. Like, at this point, you're proving the point. Like, yes, you are obsessed. That was you.
1000%.
That was you. And so then Nick Cannon makes a diss track, again saying, like, you know, I'll fight you, basically. Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Nick Cannon making a diss track. That's so funny.
But then Nick Cannon, like, and him... Oh, no, and then Mariah Carey releases Obsessed, the remix featuring Gucci Mane, which I had no idea existed until I was doing this research. I'm like, what?
Hey, that should probably
Gucci
fire.
Mane, and they made a video.
That should probably fire as hell.
I want to hear it now. Like, I got, like... I'm like literally about to listen to this on my way home after this.
Have to.
Because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The video was cute too. He's in the video and she looks, it's cute. It's cute.
Was it like post clone Gucci or?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was pre-clone. He had like the gold grills and stuff and
full
sunglasses.
face.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't have the tattoo on his face either, so I think it was pre all of that.
Okay.
But then of course Eminem makes another diss song, and he's just really like vulgar. And at this point, it's like it's giving you're mad.
Yeah, it's
you're
giving,
big mad. You're hella
mad.
You're really mad. And so then Nick Cannon divorces Mariah Carey and has who Eminem on Wildin' Out to let bygones be bygones, and they do a little rap battle, and they're all chummy now that Nick Cannon isn't married to Mariah Carey. Which, like, where's the class? This is the mother of your children. Where's the class? Why would you do this? The way that he spoke about her is nasty. Like, I do not like the way that he spoke about Mariah Carey, because it's like, one, why are you beefing so hard with a woman like this?
Thank you.
And two, why you want to tear her down? What?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? For this many years, like, it's dragging, bro. It started in 2002. This whole thing just went on way too long, in my opinion. It was ridiculous. But then I guess on Nick and Eminem start beefing again. I guess there's like some interview that Eminem does where he talks some shit about Nick Cannon, talks about his rapping or whatever, and it's like, he's a bad rapper, which is true, but like, whatever. No one wants to hear that.
The joke's so old.
And so then they start beefing again, and then I stopped caring after that. I was like, you know what? Who cares?
Who gives a
hell? Who gives a damn? But Mariah won that beef, in my opinion, just because
1,000%.
Eminem, you lost.
Yeah.
You lost.
You lost years ago.
You lost years ago. One, letting this go on for so long. If you had all of this, like, receipts, play the card immediately. Like, play it immediately. Don't wait years to tell me now you have text messages. 8 years later, baby. 8 years later, you have text messages and pictures.
Thank you.
Where was that? 8 years ago.
Where was it?
Come on. Let it go.
Nowhere to be found.
Let it go. You're bitter.
You're bitter. And we all know
She's moved on. She got married. She had kids. Like, why are you still at this lady? What are you doing? So anyway, him and Nick Cannon, who knows if they still beefing. I stopped reading. I was like, you know what?
Nick Cannon has other things to worry
about.
He has
way more things to worry about. Let it go.
A list of priorities. Okay.
Baby showers, birthdays, all that. He's booked and busy. But, you know, shout out to Nick Cannon, though, because Wildin' Out is awesome, and he's doing big things, and who knew? Because it wasn't finna be rapping that was going to take him to where he is now.
Nope.
And he made it work. He's.
I mean, he's had his hand in a lot of shit.
He has.
You know
Nickelodeon, he's really, and I guess Wildin' Out is a very successful show. It makes a lot of money, so. Yes. And it's been on forever.
So long. Like I can't even remember when was Wildin' Out not a thing.
I know. I'm like, I don't remember TV before it. So,
right.
You know, shout out to that on that. But, you know, as far as him beefing with Eminem, I was like, I don't care about this.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know. Nick Cannon, weird.
Yeah. You know, leave Mariah Carey alone. Just leave her alone. Right. She don't bother nobody.
Right.
Now it's time for the weekly reel. And like we said, today's topic is people pleasing. People pleasing and the price of being nice. Or should we say too nice? But really nice, because honestly, it costs energy to be nice. But,
yes.
You know, we all try to be. You know, we try.
I think it's like heavy on the people pleasing.
Yes.
Paired with the nice.
Yes. People pleasing is something that, for me, I feel like society really, like, I don't know, grooms young girls and women to be like that, especially if you're a woman of color, especially if you're a Black woman. Yeah. You're told, don't inconvenience anyone, consider everybody's feelings before you consider your own, and kind of don't take up too much space.
Oh,
you know?
1,000%.
That's pretty much the narrative. And so what people pleasing is, it's like you going out of your way, you know, abandoning yourself and your needs and prioritizing how someone else may feel over how you feel. You know, doing things just to please people, even though it's not really what you want to do.
Right, right. You're constantly putting their shit over your shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? Not giving a fuck how it benefits you or nothing like that. Like, yeah. I am a reformed people pleaser.
Same. I feel like I'm a recovering people pleaser because I
Yes.
still have, like, not that I have trouble saying no when it's stuff that I don't want to do,
Right.
but I do sometimes suffer with a little bit of guilt.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? When I do that, when I do have to say, like, you know what? Actually, I'm really tired because I haven't gotten any sleep last night, so I'm not going to be able to make it to the dinner tonight. And you're like, oh, I'm sending the text message like, oh, I feel so bad. They're going to hate me. Da, da, da. And it's like, if somebody hates you because you can't make it to a dinner, then y'all wasn't cool.
Yo,
Like,
there was
y'all
bigger
weren't
problems
cool.
there.
Y'all
yeah.
weren't cool. This person didn't really like you for real.
That is so true. I feel like that's a perfect word, like recovering. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're right. Like I'm not completely out of that phase or stage or whatever the fuck.
It pops up.
It pops up
Creeps
for sure.
in.
It creeps in for sure. And I think like, I don't know, I feel like I started recognizing it a lot more when I guess definitely became an adult because it was like, damn, why does this not feel good? Why does it feel like shit is not being reciprocated for me? Why does it feel like I'm over here just like somebody's fucking doormat all the time and thinking that it had something to do with me? And what happened was I was like, let me do some self-discovery. I was able to break myself down, look at all the little pieces, push by all the pieces that were not me and realize like, damn, there are so many pieces that are actually like not a part of who I am. And
Say
this
that.
people pleasing bullshit. Now I'm kind-hearted. I'm a gentle lover.
Okay. You are a gentle lover.
You know what I mean?
Aw.
Gentle lover girl. But
A gentle lover girl. I like that.
You
Girl,
know,
what? That's
but
cute.
a hardcore people pleaser? Not that's not, that doesn't sit well with my soul.
Yeah, no, that's not who we want to be.
Yeah.
That's not who we want to be. And that's not sustainable.
Talk about it.
Something that you touched on that like really kind of got me to the point of, like you said, the self-discovery was the resentment. I had a lot of resentment for people in my life, like my family and just like certain things. And you're like, why am I resenting going to this family function right now? Like, why do I feel like, like, why do I feel like that? These people have not, you know, like, what have they done to me? It's not that deep. We're going to go over here. We're going to eat. It's going to be fine. But the reason you're feeling like that is because it does feel like something where there's this obligation. And like you said, there's not a lot of reciprocation, especially going from, you know, like an adolescent to an adult in family. It's hard to shift that dynamic to where people see you as a kid still.
Yep.
You know, you're 21 years old and you feel grown. You got a job. You paying your little bills. You got your little car. You going out with your friends. You at the club.
Yep.
But your family still sees you as little you. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah, they're like, oh, you're just my little niece or my little, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I definitely can, you know, resonate with that. For me, it was that resentment that was like, okay, why do I feel like I'm moving heaven and earth, you know, on my one day off that I get a week, I'm over here doing this when I'd really rather be at home catching up on my shows
Absolutely.
or hanging out with one of my homegirls and doing some yoga in the park or whatever. Like, I don't really want to be here. And then you ask yourself, well, then why am I going?
Right.
Why do I keep doing this then?
Right.
And like you said, you realize how much of that is not you. Like,
It's
I'm not
not
doing this for me. I'm not. I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this so that they think I'm this good niece, this
Yeah.
good granddaughter, this good daughter. Like, I'm doing this so that other people look good, you know? And that's when you realize, okay, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just not go.
Yes, and I feel like that you saying that about like, you know, being seen, wanting to be seen as A, B, and C in somebody else's eyes, that right there, letting go of that, if you could let go of that,
Girl,
baby.
Say that.
If you could let go of wanting to be seen as blank by anybody else,
You
ooh,
could soar.
freedom.
You could soar. You could fly.
Freedom.
You could really fly out of here.
Okay? Because, baby,
Ooh.
the way that they be trying to make you feel like you became the devil overnight as soon as you say no or set a boundary, it's like, oh, goddamn. Damn, you are really proving my point. We really are not as close as I thought we were.
We're not. Ooh, say that again. Because
Okay.
you really do realize that, like, oh my gosh, this person isn't right here like I thought they were right here. They're actually way over there. They're actually in a different room.
Right.
They're not even here at all.
And don't let you try to actually explain it like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm realizing that I'm giving a little too much to myself or of myself to others, and I really want to start prioritizing me. Like, don't let you actually have the verbiage to break it down. You feel me? Because even then, sometimes motherfuckers just tune out, zone you out, and they're like, ooh, I mean, I'm glad that you're on a journey, but what about me? You know what I mean?
Or like that's still so-and-so. That's still your grandma. That's still your auntie. That's still, you know, it's family. What
that
are we gonna
family
do?
politics.
And you're just like, bro, I need a break.
I need a break.
You know, we're not advocating for people cutting off their family and not ever talking to anybody. But sometimes you got to figure out, take a step back and then show up in a capacity that you can show up and it's not draining.
Yes.
Because that's not what you want. You don't want every time. And I mean, like, I wouldn't want that. Like, I wouldn't want that for anybody, any of my family and friends. Like, if showing up and hanging out with me is draining you, then, babe, don't come. Like, what? I don't want to do that. I don't want that for you.
Yeah, I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me either.
No.
And honestly, you're right. We don't advocate for families or people to cut their families off or cut loved ones off and all that. But what we do advocate for is putting yourself first. And if that means that you do have to cut those people off because they're draining you and they're making you feel like a bad person for wanting to switch up the people pleasing or whatever it may be, then it might just be time for a cutoff. It might just be time.
Right? What's the opposite of people pleasing? People pissing off? People displeasing?
People displeasing.
People are gonna not be pleased.
Yeah, right. And I feel like there's like, because I think that people pleasing, right? I think it does get a bad rap because like when you say that, you automatically have negative thoughts.
Right?
To
I picture
it.
like a servant that's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Y'all. What else do you need? I'll do anything.
Like Dobby.
Yes.
Fucking house elf shit.
Literally, like, I'm not free. I serve you.
Right. And then somebody gives you a sock and they're like, I'm free. I can do whatever I want.
Yay.
Like, bitch, I'm not sitting around waiting for a sock. I'm not a house
elf. I give
elf.
myself the sock.
Right. I give myself the sock. I free myself.
I free myself. Oh, I heard that's a word. I like that. I free myself.
I feel like there's, just like anything, there are limits, you know what I mean, to how much you should be doing it or when you activate that, right? Yeah. Like, if you want to people please, you know, your partner or a friend or something like that, like, I think there's nothing wrong with it, but there has to be boundaries. I think, like, reciprocation, like, there has to be certain things that come into play without it feeling like, oh my God, I feel drained, like you said.
Yeah, and I think the main thing for me is I check in now with myself, and I'm like, okay, do I want to do this because I want to do this? Or do I want to do this because, like you said, I want so-and-so to think X, Y, and Z about me? And, you know, I think that it benefits both parties when you do that because then you're showing up authentically and you're showing up like, I'm genuinely happy, girl. I'm here for your daughter's play. And I came because I wanted to come and I want to see the play and let's go and I can really be here versus you having to overcome you not wanting to go in order to be there. And then are you really there? You know, you're there the whole time kind of like, damn, what time? How long is this? Damn, they said 2 hours. It's been 2 hours and 6 minutes. What's going on? So it's like, is that really showing up? And I know for me personally, I don't want to show up like that. Like if that's how I'm going to show up, I might as well just stay home because that's not doing anything for you and your daughter and her play.
Right.
I'm just sitting there taking up a spot for somebody who might want to be there, you know?
I'm just here for, like, out of, like, obligation, pressure, like...
And, you know, some things we do have to do out of obligation, but not everything.
Right.
Not everything. We can decide. You have a choice. And I feel like that's the thing that I wanted to emphasize is that when it comes to people-pleasing and stuff, it is our choice. That's why I love, as you said, I free myself. It's like, I will free myself from this. We have the power to free ourselves from anything that's holding us back in life. It's us, really the only person that could do it. But it's us that have that power, you know? And I think, like, with people-pleasing, I noticed that with me, I was giving my power away to people. Like, well, I gotta do it. Well, I gotta go ahead. And it's like, no, you actually don't. You actually don't.
You don't have to do this.
You ain't gotta do nothing, girl. You ain't gotta do nothing. So, that's my take on that, on how to overcome it.
Yes.
And I mean, it's definitely a process, and
like everything.
Okay,
like everything, it's a process.
It's gonna take some damn time.
And I think that too, you can easily, I know for me, the reason why I think got looped in so much into this people pleasing is because I think everybody always has seen me as being super nice, like that, oh, Taylor's so nice and da-da-da. And I'm like, I'm kind. You know what I mean? I'm a kind person.
I like that distinction. She said, I'm kind, but ain't nothing nice.
Ain't nothing nice over here.
Ain't nothing nice over here.
And I got a little distinction, right? I got a little
let's do it. Teach us, girl, teach us.
So this definition is someone who is nice, maybe polite, courteous, and considerate. However, niceness can sometimes be more surface level and may not necessarily involve deep empathy or a commitment to helping others. So that shit sounds shallow as fuck.
Veneer is the word that comes to mind for me.
Veneer, period.
I'm just being nice.
And kindness goes beyond surface level politeness. Kindness involves genuine compassion, empathy, and a sincere desire to help others.
See, I'm hearing sincere.
Sincere.
And that's something you are. You are very sincere.
You too.
Even when you're not nice, at least it's sincere.
Thank you. And that is always something that I'm like, look, I will tell you the truth, right? I will tell you the truth. It might be coming a nice little bow with a package and all the things, but it's going to be facts. It's going to be factual. And I'm going to let you know in a way that I'm not about to break your spirit with this truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might.
I might. But you're not. That's not your intention.
That's not my intention. I'm not trying to break your spirit. I'm not going into it like nice, nasty.
Let me fuck you up real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I feel like that's why nice, nasty is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, just because you say it with a smile on your face doesn't mean that you're being a good person.
Right.
So, boom.
We know.
Right. Okay. Have any of y'all, this might ruffle a few feathers, but have any of y'all been to a black church?
Ooh, man.
Because I feel like not all black churches now. Don't come over me now. But I feel like if you have been to any old school traditional Baptist black church,
or really any church,
church, I can only speak from the black perspective. You're gonna find some nice nasty. That's for sure. Oh, actually, I did go to a Catholic school. There's a lot of Catholic.
I think that's a thing in I can say like Christianity and Catholicism for sure because I've been to those two churches. But like there's a lot of and I feel like it's a place of worship. Everyone's there for status and like I'm a good person. Look at me. I'm going to heaven. That's the vibe. A lot of and it's weird that there's a lot of judgment in those spaces. Even though like the Bible says come as you are and Jesus wasn't judging people, but everybody's judging everybody in the church house.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So,
yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing. So, yeah, I want to know about like what was your perspective of like what nice was for you growing up?
I know it wasn't me. But I've always been like why we chose the name How to Be Real. I've always described myself as a real person. And, the thing about being real is it's really hard for me to like sit in someone's face and play. Like, it's just hard for me. And when I'm doing it, it's not nice because you can hella tell that I'm being super duper fake. Like, it's not genuine. It's not sincere. I'm being nice. Not kind.
I'm being nice, not kind.
And I'm not good at that. I'm really not. And it takes a lot of my energy and I really actually hate it. So it's like while I'm doing it, I hate it. So then it's just like,
why am I doing this bullshit?
Yeah, your hair looks cute. I don't know.
What do you want from me?
Like, the hair actually looks bad. No, I'm lying to you, and it's obvious. So yeah, I've always been like that. Everyone would be saying like, "Oh, be nice, be nice," but it would be situations where like somebody wants a hug, and I don't want to give them a hug. Why is it nice to give someone a hug that you don't want to hug? Why is that
Say it.
nice?
Say it.
How come it's not nice to just be like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, hey.
No thanks.
But yeah, that was me coming up. And so I just know that, like, I'm not really nice. I can be nice, but I know that no one's going to be like, she's such a nice girl. You know, unless you caught me on a good day.
That's not true. I've heard people say Tasha B is nice.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
why?
I feel like
You
the
caught me on a good day. No.
Yeah.
Not that I'm just like
nice
rude
day.
and mean, but I'm just
No.
myself. You know, like I don't like to. I don't know.
I
do like to act. I'm an actor, but like in
got
my
that on
everyday
lock.
life, you know what I mean? Like if there's no camera, I'm not mic'd up. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What was this show for?
Yeah. I feel like you like have always moved so like authentically in who you are. You know what I mean? Like very genuine.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I feel like people aren't used to getting just genuine sides of people off top. You know what I mean? They expect you to be nice, to put on the facade, to put on the mask, and just kind of like come in a like nice little cloud bubble. You know what I mean? And when you show them, like, shit ain't always sweet. You know what I mean?
It ain't.
I feel like people automatically will be like, she's so rude, she's so this, they're so that. And it's like, bro, I'm not mean and rude and all that other shit. I'm really just not in the mood to put on this fucking fake stuff.
And I don't really, I mean, I think I'm better at it now, but I used to be so bad at like small talk, like the weather and oh my gosh, the pink wall is like really pink, isn't it? Like that type of stuff would always feel so awkward to me. So for me, it would really just be like, yeah, it is cold.
Because you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Right, I'm just like, what is this? I can't give this hella energy just talking about how it's cold. Like, we both know it's cold. We both standing outside. It's cold.
Yeah.
All I can say is, yeah, for real, it is cold. What else?
Cold too.
I can't turn that into a whole convo. And I think that's a thing where I've been called like standoffish and things like that. But as far as nice is concerned, it is something that I remember being told that, you know, be nice, but then me feeling like I don't want to do that because it feels, you know, inauthentic. Yeah. So, you know, not that it's, you know, on brand for me to be rude as fuck.
No,
but just saying
not.
that, like, I think kindness definitely resonates more for me, and it always has. Because being kind is like helping someone if you see they're struggling and just being like, oh, dang, I don't want this person to struggle with what they're carrying. Let me offer some help. Like that type of thing, that's definitely here. Like, I definitely move with kindness in the heart. I love giving love and, like, you know, telling someone their hair looks cute when it does look cute. You know, like that type of stuff. That's more me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's your vibe. And I feel like I've definitely, I mean, I tell you this often, but I feel like I definitely, like, really respect, you know, the way that you move in those scenarios, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, it helps remind me as somebody who grew up very people-pleasy, very much like come into the room with that nice little mask on all the time, you know what I mean? And it helps me to remember, like, I don't owe these people niceness off top. I don't owe these people anything off top. You know what I mean?
You don't owe
like,
anybody anything except ourselves, especially if we ain't got it. If you ain't got it, girl, don't do it.
Right. And if it's not feeling like, if I'm not genuinely feeling like ready to give a good vibe out, you know what I mean? Or if I'm not like in the mood for small talk, because now I can small talk. But do I want to all the time? Absolutely not. But I just do, because it's just like, it feels like I've just done it my whole entire fucking life. Yeah. So it's like word vomit, but in my head, in my little thinker, my little Tay inside is like, bitch, stop. Reel it the fuck in. Reel it in. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, I channel my inner Tasha B, and I'm like, it is cold.
Yep, sure is. Yep.
Yep. Wow, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yes, that.
One of my favorites is, oh, wow. That's awesome. I'm not even listening to you. I don't even like you. No, I've decided that I don't like you, and as soon as I can walk away, all right, I'm going to head to the bathroom. I ain't going to the bathroom. I'm just getting away from you.
I just have to leave.
I just can't do this anymore. It's too much. I'm torturing. But with that being said, we know the holidays is coming up, and part of people pleasing and, like we mentioned, obligations and things like that comes, you know, holiday parties, family get-togethers, all the Friendsgivings and, all the things that
goings-ons.
Yeah, all the things. You got the pajama parties, the Christmas parties, all the things. Yeah. And it's like you feel obligated. You feel obligated to go to the potluck at your company because you think, oh, I can rub some elbows. Maybe I can, talk to the boss and maybe get a promotion and all the things. But I'm here to say that I've definitely had this certain holidays where I just am not feeling the spirit. I'm not feeling the gather around everybody and let's talk about why we're here and what we're grateful for. Like, I'm just not in the vibe. I'm not in the mood. And so there are times where, it's okay. Let me just say that. It is okay if you don't want to go. It's okay. Save your energy. Spend the holiday how you want to spend it. These days, life is crazy. We have all this information, and a lot of it is heavy and negative and sad and heartbreaking. So if you feel like, look, I get this time off and I just want to lay down, do that.
Do that.
Make yourself happy. Do what you want to do. And if you can show up in those spaces, show up. But as soon as you're ready to go, get on out of there and do what you want to do. You know, it's life is too short. Life is too short to be around, vibes that just are super harsh or people that are really not nice to you or in an environment where you feel like you just don't fit in and you aren't seen or appreciated. Then go somewhere where you are.
Yes.
I encourage you this holiday season to go where you're celebrated. Go where people are like, oh my gosh, we're so glad you made it. Instead of, oh, you made it finally. You know what I mean? Like, let's do some genuine connecting this holiday season.
In a real way, not in a nice, nasty way.
Yes.
Like in a real way.
We're done with nice, nasty holidays.
Yes.
We're not doing it anymore.
Ooh, and even if that means being by your damn self. Okay.
You and your pet, you and your partner, you and yourself, like she said.
Because sometimes, I feel like, being by yourself during holiday season sometimes is really hard. Sometimes is really difficult, especially if you've maybe lost some loved ones or, you know what I mean? Like, you just maybe haven't always had a good relationship with your family or maybe you've never celebrated before, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just period. So it could definitely be hard to be alone in a holiday season and just like in these darker seasons, period. Because that, wintertime depression is real.
It's real. Seasonal depression is very real.
Yes.
But the cool thing, like I see that a lot of, like bars and restaurants will throw events for that. And I just think that is so awesome to have like Christmas events and, Friendsgiving events at, I know Tiger does one.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool for people who don't have people because not everyone has people. Sometimes you move to a new city and all your people are in a whole different state and you don't have anyone to, do stuff with.
Yeah.
So
and the way the economy is right now, you can't afford to go and catch that flight back across the country.
No, you cannot. Not all the time. And then the way traveling during the holidays is not something that I ever want to do again. But
but you will be this season.
I know, this season. Luckily, after.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally, I think we're leaving the 29th.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Going to Jamaica.
Ooh. Jamaica.
Hey. Yeah. But yeah, so I did have a quote that I wanted to share. And
we love quotes here.
It's a short one. But it's... don't sabotage your peace just because chaos is familiar.
Repeat it again.
Don't sabotage your peace just because chaos is familiar. And that's something that we do as humans. We do that. Whatever is familiar to us, we tend to think is safe just because, heck, I don't know what to expect. I know what this motherfucker gonna do, even though that motherfucker is crazy and you probably should just get away from them. Yeah. It's,
You're like, but I know this. I know this crazy. Yeah. I know this chaos. So why is it? Oh, Tasha B, you don't have any idea how hard that hit, how close to home that
hit me hard.
Right
that I was like, I want to share it here because like a lot of the times when we're making these changes, I know for me, like everything that I do is, from a place of love and with the intention on I want to cultivate my space. And my space, I want to feel peaceful. I want it to feel peaceful. I want it to feel authentic. I want it to feel warm. I want it to feel comfy. Not too comfy, obviously, but you want it to feel like, okay, cool. I feel safe. I feel peaceful. I feel like, yes, this is it. You know what I mean? That I have that one place. And so for me, I know a lot of the habits that we have, like you said, doing that self-reflection. And you're like, okay, there are some choices that I'm making that are not in alignment with my peaceful space.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and a lot of the times it's these habits, like I said, are really hard to break, where, you know, going back to normal for some of us means going back to chaos, going back to drama, going back to, you know, turmoil and toxicity. And it's like, we're not going to do that. It may be familiar, but that's not where we live.
Yep.
That's not where we're staying. And that's not what we like. So let's break that, you know, let's stop.
Oof.
Choose peace.
Choose peace.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's the harder choice.
Girl, yeah, I feel like that was a perfect close. Like, I'm dumbfounded. Like, we got an offline about that.
Yeah, girl, marinate on that, friends.
You know, we love for you all to stay connected with us. You can find us at howtobereal on Instagram and TikTok. Yes. And at our personal pages, I'm at justsay_tay.
And I'm at the Tasha B.
Yes, and we want to hear from you. Like, when we say we want some, like, listener letters, some, like, advice, some questions, we mean that shit.
Some topic suggestions, anything. Let us know what you think. Say hey, whatever you want to do.
Please. And you can send any and all of those things at heyhowtobereal@gmail.com.
Yes.
So go ahead. Find all that in the show notes at the bottom of this episode, wherever you're watching it from. And before we leave, I'm going to do a little random reel.
Yes.
We usually like to leave you a little random piece of information because we already give you a lot of really, like, thought-provoking, intentional info.
Yes.
Just a little random tidbit. Ask yourself, am I stressing over some business that isn't my own? Does this thing that I'm worrying about have anything to do with me and my well-being? Everything is not your burden to carry, beloved. Thanks for listening.
Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Hey.
That part. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys for listening, and stay real.
Bye.